Hello and welcome to my channel. Today we're checking out the two brand new Car Pass cars of the week. Only a couple of days ago the update came out for this game showing us all the cars we have this month, and we have a good selection this month, I think. The only two cars I don't really like is the Chevrolet Silverado. Again, is one of those custom pickup truck things, one of those custom cars which I'm not very enthusiastic about. Bit of a shame. All the rest are pretty good. Another thing, the 650S is okay, I suppose, but again, it's another feeling of this rehashed content again, just like the BMW i8. It's exactly the same, apart from the roof can go up and down, which is good if the roof can actually go up and down when you're driving around in the free roam, but it doesn't, so it's kind of pointless. And by the looks of things, the roof is on anyway, so I don't know what the entire point of this car even is. Why is it not something else? Why was it not like the 600 LT, for example? Why was it not? They seem like they're teasing us or something? Because I think the 600 LT is one of the most requested cars for this game. So it seems like they're trolling us. But anyway, that's off the point. We have some good cars this week. I'm very happy about this. With the S2000, that was a surprise. I wasn't expecting that since we had the CR. But now it looks like we're getting a plain, like, blank canvas available, and it's going to have loads of customization options. You're going to have to go crazy with it. I think that's going to be the design for this car, as apparently the S2000 CR didn't really have that much customization, so that's probably why they're releasing that. The Honda Civic RS, that's really good. That's got a Gran Turismo vibe to me, a Gran Turismo 4 vibe for me. It's like, that's the sort of cars that were in that game, and that was quite funny. So it's good to see it coming to this game. I've also got the Trident Pill. That's going to go exactly the same with, well, the Pill Trident, it's actually called. Is with like the Pill P50. It's a micro car. Go with the BMW Isetta and all that. So that's pretty cool. Bit unique, I suppose. The Silverado 1500 Liberty design. Yeah, it's just a pimp truck for me. Yeah. Again, it's a drift car as well. Like, it's another thing as I'm just not following into. So that's going to be a bit of a disappointment for me. But apart from that, the rest of those other cars are good. The Ferrari FXX. Oh, fantastic. Test Drive Unlimited 2. Cars are returning, which is brilliant, because Test Drive Unlimited 2 is probably one of the best games I've ever played. And would take a lot to beat it. Even though it wasn't very well built, it still was a brilliant game. The Jaguar C-Type. Wow, I was not expecting that. To be honest, forgot that car existed. I kind of knew it, but then I just forgot it. I don't know why, but it's a fantastic car. It's an older D-Type, effectively, and it's cool. I'm really looking forward to driving that. So yes, but this week we have got the new 2018 Aston Martin Vantage. Now, when this car came out, the Aston Vantage, since I'm going to talk about the Vantage, I might as well drive it. I was never too fond of the way it looked. I always thought the grille was too massive, and the back, it just looked too squinty at the back. But I don't know, I'm growing to it. I've seen one in real life as well. I went to Aston Martin Jaguar dealership, and I saw a couple of these, and I'm kind of growing to it. You know, the front is a bit large. They kind of nicked it off the full GT. I kind of get the feeling of, and maybe the grille should have been like at the bottom. That it doesn't end the grille until the splitter. Maybe they should have brought it up a little bit and maybe make a typical Aston Martin grille. Perhaps that maybe would have looked better. But even so, I think it's all right. It's not too bad. It's kind of got a DB10 vibe to it, which I think was the entire point, since it's actually got the same engine. Right, so anyway, stop blabbering on. Let's have a look at the colour schemes. Oh, that's a nice colour. That's a nice colour. That's all right. The one I saw in real life was white, just like this, but it had these really weird wheels. They were like, I don't know. They looked like flowers, is the best way I can describe them. And they had the colour of the car around on the spokes. And it didn't look particularly nice, but these wheels really set the car off. While they were really nice. And also the centre console, I don't know if you can see it in there. It might be better to have a look at it in the Forza. It was actually white, the same colour as the car. So I don't know whether that's an option or whether that is meant to change with the colour. I'm not quite sure. But I'm not quite sure what the colour to go for. I quite like it in that blue, so I think it might have to be that blue. Would you like to choose this car? Yes, please. I do apologise about my sucky review of the Fiesta yesterday. Kind of feel that was a bit of a sucky review. But hopefully today will be a bit better. So here is the Vantage. So we're using this button. Fantastic. That's really helped me out there. So let's have a look at the engine. So this is a Mercedes V8, which is rather unusual to see an Aston Martin, but then the Aston Martin DB11 Roadster, or the Volante as they call it, had the Mercedes V8 as well. So it might be a new stage in the Aston Martin development, the Mercedes engine. Which is quite weird. Whoa, hold on. We've got bags in the back. Ooh, that's a new touch. I haven't seen that in a car before in this game. Let's jump in the interior. This is where Aston Martin shine. Fantastic interiors. Very similar to the DB11. But I was saying down here, the bit that's carbon fibre was actually paint colour, the one I saw in real life. So I think that must be an option considering this is carbon fibre. So that's quite unusual to see. Red stitching, as I think the car was originally red, and then the design team designing it into the game put it in. Because obviously the stitching is not colour coded with the car, which it should be, but it's not. But there we go. So that's the interior. I think it's quite nice. It's quite DB11ish. It's got quite a bulky dashboard, which is quite nice. So yeah, the boot is pretty big. You fit quite a lot of bags in there. There's things like remote in there. So let's close this up, and I think let's head out on the road and see what this thing sounds like. See if they've ruined the noise or not. Now I can imagine it sounds like the DB10 in this game, as I think it's got the same engine. Don't quote me on that one. I think it's got the same. Oh, yeah, it looks like they're definitely driving the DB11. Sounds good. It sounds like a Mercedes in this game, so it's not bad. I know the Mercedes noises aren't exactly brilliant in this game, but it does kind of sound like their Mercedes engine noise they make. So I've never heard one of these in real life. I've only seen one. I don't know. But it doesn't sound too bad. Where the hell are these driver tiles coming from? They're in the way. Get away. It would be a road for me drive around on. Anyway, so I love the colour. The back's quite nice. I've never seen one with 4 exhausts in the back. I don't know what the 4 exhausts mean. I don't know whether there's like an S version of this already coming out, or whether it's out already. It is unusual driving an Aston Martin and it sounds like a Mercedes. It's quite weird. Oh, we have a turbo then. It is a twin turbo V8, so that's cool. Now I don't normally like turbo noises, but it's good they added the detail in considering it's a twin turbo. So that's a cool one. That's a tick for me. This car, as it's a new car. It's not rehashed, kind of, because they've got the DB10, but it's a different car. So not rehashed. It sounds good. Sounds like a Mercedes. So I'm happy with that. Now we've got the 650S Spider, which is one I'm not so fond of. I think that could have been something else. Like it could have been a Gunput Apollo S. I really like that car from test drive. And it would be nice to see it return. Oh, hold on. There's loads more colours. Look at that, there's loads of colours. I don't particularly know what colours have been added on them, but I just know there seems to be a lot more than there was before. But I was planning on having mine in orange, because I thought that was quite a McLaren's colour. So I think we'll go in orange, a bit different, because why not? So let's wait for this thing to sort itself out, and then check it out in the Forza file. Even though it's not going to look any different to the car we've got in the game already. Normal stuff, got a tiny little bonnet over here, which I can't actually go into where the little V8 is. A really decently sized boot here, not too bad. The interior, yeah, we can go in. Pretty is the same. I can't remember it being any different to it is in the normal hard top. Let's close everything down a second and see if we can open the roof up. There we go. Let's watch this. See, look at that. This is the thing that angers me about this game. Is the fact they've got the animations here. Look at that. You can drive. So this is what would make this car not pointless. Is the fact that you could do this while on the open road. And then they can remove the hardtop version and then have this one, and you can just take the roof up and down wherever you please. But you can't. You can only do it in the Forza Vista, I mean. Which kind of irritates me in a way is the fact that you could so easily do it. The fact that they've even done the animations and it's just wasted. Grrr, turn 10. Anyway, so it's exactly the same as a 620S, what we've got in the game already. The sound, I don't know really about. Yeah, the sound, they said that they recorded this car. They did all the Senna and all that. They recorded the McLaren noises and everything. But I don't remember one of these sounding like this on YouTube and that sort of thing. Whoa. So I'm not sure, I don't know whether that's right or not. But anyway, yeah, talking about the car itself, having a hardtop version is better off for performance because when you've got a convertible car, especially with this one, I thought it would be a Tana, would you take the roof off or not? I forgot the fact that actually the roof does fold away, which is really cool. The trouble is with that is the fact that it's got a really heavy mechanism inside that will make the car heavier, obviously. And weight is a really bad thing for any kind of performance car. It can reduce handling. It can it's bad for the handling. It's bad for the top speed. It's bad for acceleration. Everything because our car's obviously got to struggle and need more brake horsepower to get it past inertia and get it past all these other things like going through the air, for example. And if it's got more weight to it, then it's been more energy wasted. So this kind of brings on a debate on whether it's worth, if they were going to have this game filtered for only one of these, whether it's a hardtop or a convertible. I'm not quite sure on which one would be better. Personally, I believe probably worth having the hardtop, as obviously it's a better car for the job as a performance car at the end of the day. But you do, if Forza actually added the ability to put the roof up and down, this is a wasted button. RB, not RB, whatever the R3 is equivalent in on the PlayStation. I don't know the Xbox buttons. I refer to the PlayStation buttons. But it's a wasted button. It doesn't do anything. So that'd be really cool if you could actually push that button, like the home, but just push the other button instead. The R3. Well, it's actually R3 is this button. Left L3. You want to use the steer anyway. It's just a wasted button. They should really have. Yeah, I think that would have been cool. Because you stop here and you push the button there, and then it says maybe down in the I don't know, maybe the bottom right it would say roof in progress or something, and you'd see it doing its thing, and you can drive around the roof now. They got the animation there. I thought maybe they haven't added it into the game because maybe there's not enough buttons. Like with Test Drive, you press the left button on the side, just the left directional button. They come up with a menu saying windows down, indicator left, indicator right, roof down and up. I thought, maybe that's the reason why they didn't do it, because it was going to be either too complicated for that, or maybe there isn't enough buttons in the game to be able to do that without having one button doing two things. There's many games that suffer from this. I know Far Cry suffers from this a lot. Is that when you're in Far Cry and you're trying to pick up a gun and search someone, search for their to steal from them, loot them. It picks up a gun when you don't want to pick up a gun. You want to loot them. You just got it. One button does two things, which can be quite irritating. So then maybe they tried to reduce that. But then you got L3 doing nothing. I think that would have been really nice to have the button to do this. Not this. Damn it. To do this. Not this either. It's this. There we go. So you press this button, you press L3, and this begins. Maybe in the top right or the top left button, the bottom there, it says roof in progress. Then, of course, with test drive, if you drove over a certain speed, the roof would go back down again if you're trying to get it up, if you're driving, blah, blah, blah. Maybe Forza can implement the same thing. Maybe that's what what the problem is. The fact if someone's driving along and pushes the button, what would the game do? Would it just like corrupt and the whole thing go crazy, or does the roof just do it? But it's unrealistic because I think McLaren's, I think they're 30 miles an hour. I know with the MP4-12C anyway, 30 miles an hour was the top speed you can go while the roof does its thing. So maybe if they could implement something like that. But I don't know whether it'd be too difficult. So of course I'm not a game developer, so I don't know. But of course, it's just a proposition. You've got L3 doing nothing apart from going up and down in the Forza Vista when you're out and about. Just something food for thought, as they say. Right, the McLaren, I don't know if it's worth testing this out. Maybe test it between the original and the convertible, maybe to see how well it does in the class. But then if we go to Aston Martin, and I can do it the other way, but I find it easy doing it like this. That's 430,000 credits, which is quite a lot of money actually. It's 130 odd grand more expensive than the DB11, which is actually quite a surprise. And it's, 90 grand more expensive than the V12 Vantage. And the V12 is slightly faster, but the handling's better. A good competitor would be something like around the price range. So, what class is it? It's a Super GT class. We filter it to Super GTs. Super GT. Am I going crazy? Super GT, there we go. So, if we sort by class, we can kind of see what the same sort of value is. So it's exactly the same as the Amg GTS, which, funny enough, I think they have the same engines. I think they are the same engine at the end of the day. So maybe that might be worthwhile testing. And also look at the price difference: 157,000 for that, and 430,000 for that. I know there's a 3-year difference, but the price is ridiculous on that Vantage, isn't it? I have a habit of calling it a V8 Vantage because it is a V8 and it's a Vantage, and it's just where how Aston's been doing it for ages. But they somehow only calling it the Vantage, but I call it a V8 Vantage. And also, in fact, I have a hope they're going to make a V12 version, but I doubt they are. Anyways, let's go to the to my little test track race I normally do, and let's give it a try. Oddly, the McLarens aren't here. I can't remember what class the McLaren's in. Modern supercars. Okay, so we go to modern supercars. I think actually no. I think the best thing to do with that is probably test it against its equivalent, which is the hardtop version. I was meant to say. Right, so Aston Martin. Let's drive in the Vantage. Drive it out to the track, and then finish up the video after that. We'll do a quick testing stage, and then we'll see what's going on. It does handle really well. I nothing slow about it. Pleasant. Right, pleasant good ride. We've got 160 miles an hour now, really very near. not quite sure what the top speed is. It's like 182, I think. Off the top of my head, I'm not quite sure. Let's go solo and then go and do my race, and we'll use this as a quick sort of boundary, as like a benchmark. Yeah, I thank you very much to one of my subscribers. Apologise, I can't actually remember your name. I can't go on the internet and have a look at your name because I thought my capture card might crash because it's been quite glitchy lately. You had malfunctions and everything, it went all mad. So, but you told me how to stop the music from playing. That was going on the like streamer mode, so it stops me getting copyrighted music. And every time I set it off, it comes back on again the next day. It's so irritating. Let's quickly do that, otherwise I'm going to get in trouble with copyright again. 5th video with copyright. You go down here, and this is streamer mode. So you go on, accept, and then for some reason the next day it's off again. I don't know why it does that. Rather irritating. And the music does play there, which is rather weird. But oh well. Anyway, so I put the cars on in front of us. I'm unbeatable, so they're going to be slightly far. Whoa, bloody hell. I don't really know what they're doing, but they're around here somewhere with the driver cars. Whoa. They do drive. Look at that. What kind of disgraceful driving is that? It's definitely got quite a lot of power, this car. It's not struggling up that hill at all. The handling's pretty good, the acceleration's not bad, it's not bad at all. But quite good steering, quite good grip. I don't think I'm going to beat that Caterham, but oh well. So there we go. That was quite nice. That was quite nice to drive. The brakes didn't lock up very quickly. I know the idiots got in the way. But 53.6 seconds. Yeah, whatever. So 53.6 seconds. Let's see what the Amg Gt does, which I'm sure it's got the same engine, even though this one is 3 years younger, but it's got a slower top speed. Yeah, but it's got a better handling, so I'm not quite sure. I don't know. We're gonna have to work it out ourselves. Is that AMG or is it? Yeah, it's an AMG. Now I don't know whether you call it Mercedes AMG GTS or Mercedes-Benz AMG GTS, because I call it Mercedes-Benz AMG GTS. Probably because I'm from the past and I remember the days when we had the CLK AMG 55 or 55 AMG rather than being AMG before then. Like Mercedes-Benz, then it was like CLK 55 AMG instead of Mercedes AMG 55. I don't know, it seems to be weird, unless the company's split and it does something completely different. I'm not sure. It's so nice to have that irritating music going through the loading screens. Anyway, let's put the foot down and... I'm changing it a little bit too early there. This is the trouble, it's just those bloody driver types. I don't know where they're going, what they're doing. Look at it. You know what, I've got to restart that. Now not quit, restart. Because the driver types didn't know what they were doing. Crashing into me, flying around everywhere, and then I put it in reverse. So, and that's one thing I don't like about this game, is the fact that it lets you put it in reverse. Like when you put like at 50 miles an hour or whatever. That's better, I feel like changing them. Now in Test Drive Unlimited 2, neutral was in the game, so when you flick the gears down and you may accidentally press it once too many, just crashing into me everywhere. I thought they were unbeatable, I think they meant to be like really intelligent AI, not just crashing into me. Anyway, as I was saying on Test Drive, it has neutral, so if you accidentally change down too quickly, you can, it just goes into neutral, so this starts revving and you don't go anywhere. You go, oh right, so you press to go up. You press the gears to go up. But then the trouble is with this game is that not much in it. As I say, the problem is with this game, once you click it in reverse, you start reversing, and then you pretty much lose the race. This car was a tad slower, but of course those bloody driver tiles just don't know what they're doing, where they're going. So I think it was about the same. Whoa. I have no idea what I got on that other wheel spin. I was just spamming A. I'm used to calling it X. I've had my Xbox for a year and a half, and I'm still referring to the buttons as being Xbox, PlayStation buttons. Does sound crap, the Mercedes-Benz noises. Ever since Horizon 3, I've been annoyed at them. I was alright at first, but when you hear other games like Drive Club, if you ever get a chance to play Drive Club, do it, because it's 4 years old, that game, and it still feels like a brand new game. The car sounds are fantastic, on most cars at least. The Lamborghini sound a bit weird, but this car on Drive Club sounds absolutely amazing. It sounds pitch perfect. I do actually have a playlist on my channel. If you go to on my channel and go to playlist, there should be a Drive Club folder there. Just if you fancy it, if you haven't got Drive Club or you haven't played it, go on that playlist and find out what the cars sound like, because they are just amazing. I really recommend you do that. Anyway, so this was the Mercedes-Benz versus the very advantage, and by accident I've just driven away to my house, and yeah, I should have compared the McLaren, but to be honest, I think there's going to be little in it. By common sense and by previous knowledge of cars and convertibles and all that, the convertible will be a little bit slower. Not by much, maybe milliseconds in it, but it's not really fair doing it in this race with those driver tiles. If we can have like a free time trial event, then it would be so much nicer to do it with. But anyway, I think I'll end the video here today. Thank you very, very much for watching this video. Hopefully it was quite helpful, quite entertaining, and hopefully you'll be able to find out a bit more about Drive Club, because that game is a game I recommend. If you've got a PlayStation, as well as an Xbox like myself, I would recommend buying it. I really would. It's fantastic. The progression system is a bit rubbish, but it's really good. Just driving the cars, because they sound so good, is really nice. Pretty much like this game, but this game does seem to suffer from bad car sounds quite often now, for some reason. So yeah, there we go. Again, let's finish up the video. Stop gibbering like an idiot, and hopefully I'll see you in the next video. Hopefully I will not be so rubbish at reviewing cars as I was yesterday's video. I still feel like that was a terrible video. I think because I was a bit annoyed at the fact that my capture card was being glitchy, and the fact that Forza wasn't working, and I don't really like the car, so it was a bit of a mixture of all bad things really. So yes, thank you very much for watching. Hopefully I'll see you in the next video. Bye.